Gotta take this one back from the top. This is reminding me of like his freestyle days. What's good, y'all? Back at it again with another reaction. If you're new to the channel, my name is Shadiq and you're now locked into KRXOVR Media. I'm so excited to hear so much more music from Bugzy Malone has been dropping. I wasn't able to check out Salvador, so if you think I should check that one out, let me know in the comment section down below. But I really wanted to check this one out in particular because it just dropped today. So for all intents and purposes, by my standards, this is gonna be an instant reaction. I might not edit this one as much. I always say that. Sometimes I lie, sometimes I don't. But in general, Bugzy Malone is really talented. I heard a couple small good things about this one, and a couple little comments here and there, so I don't want to hold y'all too much longer. Let's get it. I'm just happy he's like being consistent again. He hasn't really missed too much with his songs for the past couple months. Some I like more than others, but he hasn't missed.
I blinked.
This beat sounds really different. Kind of has a little bit of a grime.
Okay, alright.
This is reminding me a little bit of the way there's a JME song. I'm not remembering it off the top of my head. It wasn't 92. Was it 96 bars? It might have been 96 bars of revenge.
Anyone that's dissed my mum, yeah, suck your dead great grand for your dad's batty crease, rude boy.
But yeah, I'm not gonna spend too much time on that though.
Okay. Look, I'm fucking with the Ryzen blue again, and now my ego's telling me it's me against you again. I had a right on mine and then I kinda lost two of them. Killers knew a few of them. Some incarcerated and some are sitting at home, living with ghosts. I could've got the phantom, but I wanted 2 doors cause I prefer solo. I knew a couple maniacs that put it in my hand and told me run up and shoot, but I hit the goalpost. That's on my mother's, I'll be like.
Gotta take this one back from the top. This is reminding me of like his freestyle days, and it's crazy because in my head, as I'm listening to the beat, I'm just like, man, I wish we can kind of go back to a little bit of like the freestyle days of Bugzy Malone, and this is kind of giving me little pieces of that a little bit. So we're gonna take this one back a little bit.
Blue again, and now my ego's telling me it's me against you again. I had a right on mine and then I kinda lost 2 of them. Killers knew a few of them. Some incarcerated and some are sitting at home, living with ghosts. I could've got the phantom, but I wanted 2 doors cause
I clocked that before too. I'm just like, I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but the fact that he said ghost, the fact that the people who used to be cool with are at home living with ghosts, I'm assuming he's saying that they're living with like the regrets or like just being haunted by things that they've done or whatever, the things that they've been through. And then he transitions right into saying, well, I could have copped the phantom. I don't know if that's on purpose, but it does kind of juxtapose what they're dealing with versus what he's dealing with, and using the ghost and the phantom, which are 2 kind of related things, but he's talking about them in 2 completely different contexts. I could be reaching, but that's the way I'm receiving it.
First so long, I knew a couple maniacs that put it in my hand and told me run up and shoot, but I hit the goalpost. That's on my mother's, I'd be lying if I told them that I didn't come close. That's the last time I ever called a jail cell home.
And I heard it, I was like, don't want to say something, but I have to acknowledge that run up and shoot, I hit the goal post, like talking about running up and shooting a ball and hitting the post. I don't know exactly what he means by hitting the post in this context. Maybe he's saying he didn't hit the target. I don't know exactly what, but
mothers, I'd be lying if I told them that I didn't come close. That's the last time I ever called a jail cell home. I'm looking at a couple acres, 3 to be precise, so I have to use my sleep.
See, again, he's doing this thing where he's saying something in one context and then starting the next bar with a related kind of comment, but something completely like different. He said, that's the last time I called a jail cell home. Then he starts talking about the amount of acres that he bought, which obviously I'm assuming will be for a home.
Call a jail cell home, I'm looking at a couple acres, 3 to be precise, so I have to use my sleeve to get the claret off my knife. Trackies and some Nikes, running for my life, cause you know it's that time when you see them blue lights. Tumbling through nails, stung head to toe, fuck it, get a cold bath, the minute I get home. Them times I had an older bitch living on her own, and she taught me how to build blue slims, flip mode, taught me how to get high and let go.
I'm not gonna hold you, I'm hoping that there's gonna be a point where the beat switches up a bit. I hope it doesn't stay like this the whole way through. Is that terrible? But I'm just like, I'm hoping this is more so to build suspense to then switch it up later. But one of the things that I'm liking that he's doing right now is that he's kind of going back and forth very seamlessly between like current life, old life kind of concepts and everything. So that's really interesting.
She taught me how to build blue slims, flip mode, taught me how to get high and let go of control. And that's the same year Risky got killed. I didn't know him that well, but guns don't respect no one and bullets leave holes. God rest rest his soul. Hollow tips will make a man's body turn cold. Man are using man bags to carry their weed, but we...
In my mind, I was making commentary about the beat. There's this sound in the beat right now that I don't like. I think I'm not liking it. It's kind of sounding like something screechy. I'm not even gonna try to replicate it with my voice, but I'm not liking the sound in the background. That's kind of really turning me up, especially with how little is going on in the beat. But I do like the moments where it kind of gets really dramatic and then mellows back out again. But
guns don't respect no one and bullets leave holes. God rest his soul. Hollow tips will make a man's body turn cold. Man are using man bags to carry their weed, but we wouldn't bring a pouch unless there was a snub nose. We're getting lost in my younger days. That's cause I'm fucking with that Alizé. And I'm a made man now, but I was a recruit like Leonardo was to McConaughey. Fuck a psychiatrist, fuck therapy, that's how we live. When you come from Skeleton City, when it gets dark, I just bring them skeletons with me. And the bottle's done like I'm Irish and it's Guinness. Stood staring at the statue of ecstasy, I got it with a matte black finish. I had the 23s imported from Germany, if you haven't known.
Again, he's going back and forth between talking about like street stuff and then talking about his current lifestyle. It almost doesn't even make sense how they're juxtaposed, but at the same time, it flows very seamlessly. I don't know exactly how or why, but it does.
Done like I'm Irish and it's Guinness. Stood staring at the statue of ecstasy, I got it with a matte black finish. I had the 23s imported from Germany, if you haven't noticed, the double R's not spinning.
So now the beat is switching up a little bit.
I thought I was the only one that looked cold blacked out, but when the Grim Reaper walked up to my hospital bed and pulled off the covers, I was laid there grinning.
That was a mad visual. Bugzy could do that too. He can give you some really intense visuals with very simple words. But again, it's just something about this beat that kind of sound, whatever is it sounds like a vocal. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it at all. It's distracting me, and I just don't like the way it sounds. But I like what he's doing on it though, because he's saying some madness. He said when the Grim Reaper pulled up to him when he was in that hospital, meaning the Grim Reaper. Why can't I talk? The Grim Reaper thought he was gonna take his life, but he was just grinning like, nah, I ain't going out like that.
I thought I was the only one that looked cold.
I like the fact that he wears his own brand. You gotta respect that.
To my hospital bed and pulled off the covers, I was laid there grinning.
Man said not
it's only
today.
a resurrection when a real one's risen. Come a long way from Her Majesty's prison, and I like it better when the lyrics not written. Aye. What you saying, Blinky? I can talk for a minute, yeah?
Oh, Blinky was on this one?
Okay.
Heard it.
I mean, it's all time my mom on this one. But I've said some shit on this album, I hope it doesn't upset you. You're a real queen.
I respect that.
I was sitting in that interview room and the police was telling me I was looking at attempted murder. And you hidden the phone in your bra. Allegedly. I fucking love you forever, that's a real queen. King of the North. The 6-1 till there's no one left. Only the real understand.
It's something about that. I'm not feeling that sound.
Constantly working on my imperfections. Bugzy Malone.
It sounds almost like an outro.
Don't know.
I hope not. Yeah, that vocal sample isn't it for me. But I'm enjoying the bass lines and the drums.
Bugzy Malone, the fucking resurrection. And this year we're going on tour. And we're doing the Manchester Arena. And watch how we shut shit down. Trust me. Trust me. The resurrection. 28 for me. Guaranteed.
Alright, 6-1. Heard it. So in this channel, we hold the vowels. That means we're gonna get straight into it, and I'm giving this one just below an 8. Now, I really kind of struggled in my head because if I was to just give it a raw score, I probably would have just given it an 8 flat. But it's like when I think about the things that I don't like and how I feel about this song, I think that I can confidently say I agree with the score that I landed on. Now, by Bugzy's standards, this one wasn't really that extravagant. I think that this is one of those songs where you have to kind of already be a fan of Bugzy to be able to appreciate it, because you can understand the song in context. So for that reason, it's like, damn, I like his music. I don't think Bugzy has ever made a song in general that's below an 8 in terms of like the quality of the music, but again, in comparison to the things that I've gotten from him in the past and what I know that he can do, I'm just like, I'm really wrestling with this one. I'm not gonna hold y'all. He had the kind of talking flow going on this one, and normally that probably wouldn't really bother me as much, but I think that given how generally underwhelming the song itself already is, that flow kind of did him a disservice here. It kind of just didn't really make it too exciting to listen to, but at the exact same time, it also complemented what he was talking about because it was more of like a narration, right? So it's tricky, and I do think that probably the fact that I've been listening to so much drill for the past however long, right, that's kind of also maybe influencing a little bit as to how I feel about this. I'm trying to separate it, but at the same time I can't. I don't know, I just think that there's so much that Bugzy's done, and this one doesn't really match up to it, especially with regards to the flow. And then again, the beat, it wasn't a bad beat, it just has that one thing with that vocal sample that I just wasn't really feeling. In the moments where there was more going on with the beat, I wasn't really able to hone in on it too much. It wasn't really as distracting or as overpowering as it was in the moments where the beat was really calm, right? But I like the moments where it had the boom boom. Like, I like those things. It added a little bit of suspense. I do wish that there was a moment when the beat got a little bit more upbeat, right? I don't know how else to put it. I think that I wish that it just switched up a couple more times and it kind of just pivoted, I guess. That's probably what I'm looking to say. And that's just really what's keeping me from giving this one an 8 or better. And again, it's not to say that it's bad, that's just that one thing that I could have done without. Now lyrically though, that's where this one shines. The only thing that's kind of keeping me from giving it a 10 was just the way I feel about the kind of spontaneous switch ups in the content. It was just like, what are you really trying to say here, right? But I do think that those moments, again, where he was talking about one thing in one context and then he starts the next bar on a completely different note but similar at the exact same time, like again with the moment where he had the ghost and the phantom, and he had the moment where he said how he doesn't want the prison to be a home again. He talked about the acres, which I'm assuming he's referring to buying land for a house. Like those kind of transitions, I was like, all right, I see what you're doing here. You're creating just, you know, juxtaposition in the themes. But then the moments where it just kind of switched up randomly, it was like I don't really get what he wanted this song to be at times. And then really, even with that last bit at the end with the kind of monologue, I see what he was going for. I get it, right? The fact that he was talking to somebody important to him and kind of making that a conversation between him and them. But I think outside of the context of an album, I can't really take this one in the same way. And that's probably the main reason why I don't really want to play it over like that. I think that maybe it needs to have that song before and after, or maybe even if this is the outro, I have to hear how it builds up to this moment for me to really appreciate it. So I don't really know exactly what it is. Maybe even if this transitioned into like a skit or an interlude or something, which then goes into the next song, maybe it could do that. But I don't know. It's just not his best work. But at the same time, I see what he was going for. But at the same time, I'm confused with what he was going for. I'm just really conflicted. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. And as always, hang tight for some more reactions. I do got more that's coming for y'all. But until next time, peace.